there, Stephanie, cameraman, live at the Chicago Traders Expo. And look who I'm here with. I'm here with Todd Gordon. Where is Todd? Oh, here's Todd.
Oh, hi.
Todd Gordon is with tradinganalysis.com. I know you guys have seen him on CNBC. I know I have. And he's here live with us. So thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so Todd,
Yes.
I have to pick your brain a little bit.
Let's do it, Steph.
I know. So let's talk about Elliott wave
Yes.
analysis. I've interviewed a lot of people on it.
Have you?
Yes,
What's
I
the general
have.
consensus that you're seeing?
A lot of people, well, it's always been like, okay, I think we're in, wave 3, and then,
Yeah.
well, but it might be another wave, or they're never really sure.
Sure.
But you are.
I'm smart enough to know that I'm not smart enough to be able to predict what's going to happen tomorrow with certainty.
Right.
I'm very sensitive about it. It's a soft spot for me. I love Elliott Wave. It's the way I trade directionally and correctionally. But I think it gets unfairly pigeonholed when people say, well, it's subjective and then it doesn't lay out a map to treasure for the next week. And I say, Steph, when you look at methodology that says with certainty this is what the future holds,
Right.
maybe you should look
Maybe they're not calculating it properly. Is there a software that's
No.
like the best?
There are some pieces of software out there. I do use a software program called Motive Wave, which is very good at helping you plot the waves. I'm working very closely with Elliott Wave International, who is head up by Rob Prechter, and they're working on a software as well. But there's no better machine to go through the deduction process of saying, here's what happens, here's my trading plan if plan A or occurrence A happens to the market, then I'm going to do B.
Right.
Or if the future is not written and we don't know there's going to be huge massive seller coming in, if option B happens, then I'm going to do C, right? So let me say this again. If A, I'm going to do B, C, I'm going to do D.
You map it out.
I feel, to get deep on you, the future is not written. The big seller or big buyer doesn't perhaps know they're going to come in and put this market to work in a trend. So I go to a market saying I have plan A and I have plan B. Always be prepared. Never go into battle with one plan. I think if you do go into battle with one plan, you're probably going to lose.
Right.
So,
and then you don't know how to reverse if it doesn't work.
And even worse, and you're going to be wrong on trades, right? It's going to happen. So you need to be okay with that and say, if I'm wrong, let's cut the trade. This is why I was wrong. I was prepared, and just calmly exit and minimize risk.
But that is so hard for so many people to do. So hard. You can teach so many people, but they won't cut the trade.
Because society beats it over your head that you need to be right.
Right.
Your job teaches you that, school teaches you that, but in trading, your job is to be wrong. And be wrong for small, be wrong well, get off. I mean, these floor traders in Chicago, these are the toughest guys out there, They're not rocket scientists, right? But they're tough, and they know they're not the smartest guys in the room. They're maximizing the reward while minimizing risk. So I feel Elliott gets unfairly pigeonholed because they say, well, we don't know exactly what's going to happen in the future, and it's too subjective. Life is subjective, and you need to pick the most likely path going forward.
Or they put themselves into the trade, right? The trade didn't work out.
Yeah.
It's not that you were wrong.
Right.
The trade was wrong. I think that's more like it.
You're going to be wrong.
Yeah.
And for me, it's just about getting a slight edge over coin flip to know, are we in a trending environment or are we in a corrective environment? And I'm an option trader, so your strategies of deploying options, whether you have the context of we're in a trending environment or a corrective environment, that's going to change.
What do you mostly trade?
I mostly trade equity options. I do a lot of SPX options. I do a lot of SPX,
trade the
NDX.
SPY. So you mostly watch that.
Not much in the
S&P
SPY.
500?
I really try to, if my customers, my subscribers have the capital, I try to push them into the index stuff for tax purposes.
Okay,
Transactional cost is much better. It's a 60-40 split in terms of for index options. So I try to do that.
Sure.
And then we'll trade, a lot of the big equity options. Like I always like to look at, what sectors are moving and responding to the indexes, and then find the strong and weak stocks within those sectors.
So you're open to anything.
Sure, I'm game for anything.
But do you find that the overall S&P 500 is a better index to trade the Elliott wave with?
I do. I think so. I don't know. I love how the S&P interacts with the Nasdaq, which interacts
Would you trade
with the
Russell?
Sure, I'll trade the Russell.
Okay,
yeah.
or trade the Nasdaq
Sure.
when it's hot.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever is looking best to you.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, we'll trade those index options either directionally, by buying put debit spreads on the short side, or call debit spreads on the upside, or I've got a lot of butterflies to work right now, which are just kind of sideways delta neutral positions.
Sure.
So that's what Elliott Wave does for me. It just gives me context whether you should be trend trading them or what I call correctionally trading.
And we're in wave 4 right now.
I think so. Wave 4 began. Actually, this is why.
So too.
This is why
Is that when you grow the beard in wave 4?
No. Well, I have a challenge.
It's like a little secret signal.
No. On CNBC,
How do you know what wave we're in? Well, Todd Gordon's beard.
No, I can't shave until we take out the January 26th high. So it's a social media challenge I put out there and on CNBC.
Oh my goodness! So now I know when I see you on CNBC.
If we take out, I think it's 28.76 on January 26th is the high.
I know.
When that happens,
286. Yeah. Okay. Gone. Wow. And then we go up, and then what happens when we get into wave 5? Do you do something else?
Well, I think there's upside fib resistance around 3,100, 3,200. I think that's going to be 8,500 in the NDX, 9K in the NDX. And I think at that point, once everyone's convinced that we're through all this tariff business, Middle Eastern tensions are flaring up again, I think once we break out.
Which sector do you think is going to take us up there?
Great question.
Yeah, I would say the banks.
We were just talking.
That's my guess.
If these rates keep going up, bonds keep dropping.
Right.
Financials made a pretty strong
Earnings
comeback.
are done.
Yeah.
So it's not like you owe earnings, right?
Yeah.
So they're done and they're starting to move up today.
Could be financials, tech. I mean, obviously tech just continues that.
Transportations. I'm gonna put my money on banks and finance and transportation.
Trans have been really underperforming though.
Yeah, but the earnings came out on Delta. I saw some dark pull buying coming in.
Yeah.
If oil goes down, which it did today, that would be good for transportation.
Sure.
And that's my guess.
Yeah.
But of course, look, you always have your levels, right?
Absolutely.
That you get out of a trade if it's not working out. Something's going to take us up there. Is it going to be Amazon?
I mean, how could they leave Amazon 2K untouched? Like Amazon 2K,
they got to peg it.
Yeah. They're going to try to get it.
So this has been great. We're going to do another interview when we come back.
Awesome.
Yeah, so thank you so much. Yeah, awesome stuff. Good stuff, guys.